Rapper Kanye West, now known as Ye, has been involved in a public controversy regarding a stream of anti-Semitic statements that he just keeps doubling down on. After saying that he would go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, a reference to the U.S. military defense readiness system known as DEFCON, he sat down with InfoWars and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones and professed his admiration for Adolf Hitler. Take a look.
You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love, us. And you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts. And you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician, you can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good. And I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
Let me just say this in closing. I've done a lot of study. I think Hitler was a really bad guy, and I repudiate what Hitler did. I understand that the British intelligence set him up and used him.
I like Hitler.
I don't like Hitler. And I know you're trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking. I like Hitler. I do not. The Holocaust is not what happened. Let's look at the facts of that. And Hitler has a lot of redeeming qualities.
While most people of good conscience would dismiss this as the ravings of a very unstable person, it's also finding a receptive audience. Take a look at this.
Right, what about Kanye? Why you don't feel good about what you're saying?
And he's praising...
You're half Jewish.
Yes, and he's praising Hitler, saying the Nazis were cool, and saying the Holocaust didn't happen.
Yeah, no, we support Hitler.
Right. All of you?
Yeah.
Bring it out.
Because Hitler was killing your people, man. Hitler knew who the real Jews was. Right? Hitler wasn't oppressing my people. The real Jews are back on the streets. And you so-called fake Jews who stole our identity are going to go into slavery. Right? Because you're not a Jew. Right?
Did the Holocaust happen?
It did happen, and we're glad that it happened.
Well, as you can see, it's not just Ye. Kyrie Irving posted links to an anti-Semitic documentary enlarging the ideas that you just heard in that clip. Now, he did apologize after getting an ultimatum ordering him to do so. Even comedian Dave Chappelle, in a bit that was supposedly skewering Kanye West's rants, ended up saying things that many perceived as at least borderline anti-Semitic. So what is it about these particular expressions coming from a few hugely popular Black celebrities? Do you think they have more traction because that's where they're coming from?
They have a platform, and giving a platform to these ideas is ultimately, I think the most dangerous part of all these statements, because ultimately the Jewish and the Black community, they're not mutually exclusive things. There are people that sit in between, and I think what's almost been heartbreaking is hearing what's been said about both groups of people, knowing that for so long there's been cooperation and support that's enabled both groups of people to live and prosper in the places that they've been in. And so I don't know that there's anything more heartbreaking than the chorus of Kyrie was right and Kanye was right, and the platforms they've given to these ideas.
Dara, you're in New York. What's your perception being on the ground there?
As people have said, like, the problem is the enormous platform. I think what you just heard in these excerpts is kind of, astonishing as it is. I mean, it's there's something wrong when Alex Jones is the person who's the sane one at the table. The problem is, like, someone like Kanye he has double the number of Twitter followers as there are Jews on the planet. There are 15 million Jews in the world. I think Kanye has 30 million Twitter followers. So this is very hard to shout down. Part of the expression of anti-Semitism through centuries has been groups of people who have come and then said, we're the real Jews, right? Like the Jews are, we're now like the improved version. Like, we're the new Israel. This is like a very, very old tactic that has been used in many communities throughout history. So unfortunately, it feels really familiar to me, but there's a lot of ignorance. And when you have someone with that huge a platform, it's incredibly disturbing and dangerous.
You know, it's interesting you were saying that Alex Jones and his conspiracy theories, they were the same person in that conversation. And it seems that the accusations, they're farther and farther out, but they yet seem to land. And I'm thinking about Marjorie Taylor Greene and the Jewish lasers from outer space. I mean, and there are people, you know, I think in the Christian community who will ascribe to some of that stuff.
You know, Kanye West actually came out a few years ago and made a big deal about his Christian faith. And first I want to say that Kanye does not represent any kind of Christianity that I am a part of. And I think that the evangelical world as a whole would want that known as well, especially with these recent things that are being said. But sadly, much of the history of anti-Semitism is rooted in Christianity from the very early days, the year 300 and on. And, you know, as someone who understands that, you know, my belief in Christianity is a belief in Jesus, and Jesus was someone who told us that we are to love one another. We don't ascribe to that kind of thinking, and yet we recognize and really apologize for the fact that that Christianity had some part to play in this because of this idea that we somehow replaced, you know, the nation of Israel and now are the true Israel. Those are thoughts that go so far back and, as was just mentioned, are being adopted by other groups, and it's sad to see.
Martin, how do you view the increase in the embrace of some of, again, these really old anti-Semitic tropes and conspiracy theories?
I really don't think they disappeared. I mean, we have to look at the process of history. They were fairly consistent for 2,000 years. Then the Holocaust happened, and most of us came into the world after the Holocaust. And there was this profound sense of collective guilt that this hatred went too far and was very, very powerful in our lifetimes. And with the disappearing generations of the survivors and the Holocaust moving further and further away, I think that the equilibrium has just come back to where it was before that. But now it's coming out in the open. This video that you showed, I mean, if you feel that comfortable to talk that way, and it's apparently legal in the United States to say such horrible things. It's not legal in Canada. You would be arrested for doing that in Canada. But it is legal in the United States, as long as you're not actively calling to kill someone in particular. Then it's a very serious problem when it gets into the open, because Kanye West now, there are enough people with those 30 million people that are going, some of them are going to say, well, let's take action. Let's burn a store. Let's smash a couple of Jews. Let's kill a couple of Jews. And it's only a matter of time it's going to get that far if this pervasive speech is allowed to take place in the open.
Okay, we need to take another break. We'll be right back with more of the Zoomer.